Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, it's Irad, and so in today's video I think that we need to address the elephant in the room, what's going on right now with the community, a certain sense of discontentment for a couple of reasons that I believe are indeed quite legitimate. Sometimes I kind of feel like that as well, and all it takes is just going to Spectrum or also the comment sections of most of the videos that you can see around the internet about Star Citizen, and you get to have a pretty good understanding as of how the community feels about certain topics. The biggest topic right now, of course, is master modes. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I don't mind master modes. I do see some qualities in master modes, but I do understand the grief that a certain part of the community has regarding this feature that came with Star Citizen 3.23. And the reason why a certain part of the community is mad about master modes is because it completely deviates from the pitch that we were sold when Star Citizen was first announced, crowdfunded, and then further developed. We were told that Star Citizen would have a realistic 6 degrees of freedom following Newton laws type of flight model. And with master modes, we are deviating for that. We have an absurd speed limit that shouldn't be happening, because when you are in space, you shouldn't, your ship should not be slowing down automatically. So as a result, it's not realistic, and a lot of players are rightfully so complaining that this is not what they pledged for when they started to finance Star Citizen and when they backed Star Citizen all these years ago. So that I totally understand why master modes is creating a certain discontentment inside the community. The second one is Star Citizen 3.24 has a lot of L's, if you see what I mean. Even yesterday they had another hot patches, lots of hot patches after the live release, and because of that, well, you can't do any progress. For example, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't done any cargo hauling in a train, just one easy training from station to station, but that's basically it. You cannot do any of the cargo empire that they have been advertising on the commercial for 3.24, simply because as soon as there's a patch, well, those patches do affect long-term persistence on some of the items, like for example cargo refineries, but also the cargo that you have at some of the outposts, meaning that if you invest in some cargo, well, after these patches you lose your cargo and you lose your investment, and that is extremely infuriating. So that's one reason why we cannot enjoy Star Citizen 3.24, despite the fact that it has been released. It's basically like we're having a PTU, but it's in the live environment, and that's extremely frustrating. On top of that, of course, missions have not been working so well lately, to say the least, right? Lots of people have not been able to do any of the cargo hauling missions that have been put in the verse. We're going to be trying this out later as well to see if the latest hotfix has been fixing things a little bit, but so far it doesn't seem like it's been the case, because I've been checking Spectrum just before making these videos and people are still complaining that cargo hauling missions are still not working. I guess we'll try it out by ourselves. Speaking of that, well, it seems that sometimes community management at CIG seems to be a little lax, to say the least, and something that really illustrates that is this post that was on Twitter or X that said that, are you enjoying the new cargo hauling missions? Who is doing cargo hauling missions? It was a post from Cloud and Beer Games, right in the middle of all of these issues where nobody was able to do cargo hauling missions. And CIG is asking us, how are we enjoying cargo hauling missions? Anyway, eventually Xylo came out on Spectrum and did say that they all facepalmed when this came out because it was an automatic post, and they tried to reschedule it, but it didn't work. But still, maybe you should not do some automatic posts, and you should have someone to you should have someone completely dedicated to actually putting posts on the go, and maybe have a little bit of flair to see if posting certain posts at the right time is perhaps the best idea or not, instead of having posts that are automatically posted at a certain time, which can result in such awkward situations, unfortunately. The next one is something that annoys me the most. That's the one I really dislike the most. And this is the new Spacescape. What you're looking at here in the background of this video is the old Spacescape. And it looked pretty good, right? This is how Stanton used to look in the past. That is how I made my Star Citizen Wars video when I recreated Star Wars in Star Citizen, because space in Stanton looked pretty good, pretty convincing, pretty on par with a lot of sci-fi movies that we got to watch in the past and still now. Well, unfortunately, somehow some people at CIG decided to turn the beautiful space that we had in Star Citizen into some kind of green, misty soup that looks absolutely horrible. And I'm not the only one who complains. I don't know anyone who is happy with the current spacescaping here. It just, as far as I'm concerned, it kind of makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable or dizzy. I don't know, but there's just something really ugly about it that makes me quite uncomfortable when I go to space in Star Citizen. And I know that there are a lot of people also as well in the community who think that way. And seriously, here, Cloud Imperium Games, you need to listen to the community. This is not okay. This is not something that people appreciate. I think that the old one was just right. You know, if it's not broken, why fix it, right? So just please, CIG, bring back the old Spacescape and make space look great again. Finally, we need to talk about how CIG monetizes stuff, right? The PTU, some ships. I think that one of the reasons also maybe less people are trying the PTU is because in the past, when you were a concierge, you had automatic access to Wave 1. Now, if you want to have access to Wave 1, you need to be like the best tester, like an Evocati, or also you need to pay via, you know, the subscribers options, right? So basically, they have locked PTU, at least the first wave and the second wave as well as a result, behind a paywall, and that sucks. And because of that, there are lots of people who just didn't want to support this this policy here, and lots of people who were testing the PTU before in Wave 1 simply were not testing that anymore. And I'm pretty sure that because of that, a lot of people have also lost motivation in testing the PTU. Not just that, by the way, speaking of monetization, but this also the whole thing of monetizing ships that CIG did say that they would never sell, like the F8 or the F7A, was also something that a lot of the community found quite suspicious, and it's quite unfortunate to see that CIG is just going back on their words here. It's just, I think that this is a kind of behavior that in the end breaks trust furthermore. So there we have it, guys, why the community is upset. And I really think that we need to have a great CitizenCon this year, because otherwise I don't see how they are going to turn things around. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Are there other things that upsets you about Star Citizen? What gets you under your skin the most? Or perhaps are you satisfied with the ongoing situation? Please let me know everything down there. I wouldn't be able to make all of these videos without my subscribers, but also my Patreon and YouTube members, including Dr. Fabin, Zero Crusher, Deploy, Ducky to Ducker, Shadow Rise, and Kilo. If you too want to help out the channel, you have the link in the description down below. I've been Irad, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.